Department of Electronics to give his welcome address.
Good evening to all. It is my pleasure to welcome all on behalf of Sri Vasavi College, Department of Electronics and Physics for the webinar on emerging strengths in ham radio. I place my heartiest welcome to Coimbatore Amateur Radio Club officials with a special mention to Mr. M.K. Anandakumar, Vice President of the club, Mr. Nandagopal, Vice President, and Mr. Muthusamy, Secretary of the Coimbatore Amateur Radio Club. I welcome our Director, Professor V. Sivakumar, who is our guiding force, and our Principal, Dr. N. Jaykumar, to this webinar. I am happy to give you a meritorious welcome in online to the resource persons of the day, Mr. N. Deeban, Technical Manager, AVM Studio, Biju Kobi Tilaka, Director, Technology, Operations, IoT Limited, Mr. M. Karthikeyan, Director, Integral Control Systems and Advanced Laboratory, Mr. N. Krishna Kumar, Managing Director, USL Solar Energy, and Mr. V. Ramesh Kumar, Founder, Trustee and Director, Rajapalayam International Radio Communication Club. Next, I welcome all the faculty members who were behind the success of this webinar. I welcome all the registered participants for this webinar. Once again, I welcome you all.
Thank you, Kumar. Now we are getting into the session. First, let me introduce the first person of this day. Life is so much simple when you stop explaining to people and just do what works for you. This personality is having light in his name. Nearing his sixth decade, he has attended workshop like CNET Convention in 1996, Hamfest in 2002 and 2012, all the three in Chennai. He is a ham member of Madras Amateur Radio Society, Amateur Radio Society of India, and Coimbatore Amateur Radio Club. He has won Trans India Content Award, won Golden Key Award, and Lifetime Achievement Award. His achievement is that he was a member of radio signal detection for the assassination of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi in the year 1991. His hobbies are ham radio operations, antenna developed for commercial purpose, VHF, UHF, repeater maintenance. Let me introduce the first resource person of the day, the technical manager from AVM Studios Chennai, Mr. N. Deepan. Sir, the floor is yours.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling me. And good evening to all the listeners on the channel. We will go ahead with the introduction of amateur radio. As in other activities such as photography, stamp collections, and other things, ham radio is also a hobby. Amateur radio, known as ham radio, is a self-training and technical investigations in a radio spectrum by duly authorized person in radio techniques solely with a personal interest. In commercial broadcast of music, speech, etc., it's limited to listening only. But in ham radio, it is a two-way communication. You can speak and listen to another ham just like a regular communication. All walks of people like students, teachers, professors, doctors, engineers are all hams and treated as equal in this hobby. Samuel Morse used dits and dashes as two different signals for representing letters of alphabets, numbers, and punctuations. This is the basic of Morse code, and still it is being used by hams. So that's why it is known as the one world, one language. There are so many activities in the amateur radio hobby. We have radio contesting, the contest between the hams, and radio propagation studies, how our signals goes and how it is being reflected by the spectrum, the ionosphere layers, and how it is going on a line of sight communications. All these things we are doing it on a radio propagation study. We do some public service communication in during natural calamities, disasters, flood times. We use the public service communication, and we do technical experimentations, and we make our own equipments, test it. Since we have a band of spectrum of frequencies are available with us, so we do our experiments on the frequencies. And also we do radio direction finding. The radio direction finding is a technique to locate hidden transmitter known as fox hunting by using radio direction finding techniques. And we are in a region, ITU region of 3 and a zone of 41. The first amateur radio operator is licensed in 1921 and mid of 1930s, and we have about 20 amateurs that time. Right now we have about 20,000 amateur operators all over India. The Ministry of Communications, the wireless planning and coordination wing comes under that, is the regulator of the amateur radio in India, and it assigns the call signs and issue of licenses, conducting exams, allocation of frequencies in spectrum, and monitoring the radio waves. What is the eligibility to get your amateur license? Any citizen of India who have 12 years and above can apply for the exam. Applications for the bachelor degree in engineering science, diploma in electronics and communication are exempted from the radio theory part of it. Okay. What is meant by call sign? Yeah, every individual person, every individual amateurs are being given a unique call sign. So VU is for our India, and we have two grades. That is a general grade and a restricted grade. So general grade holders will get VU2, and restricted grade hams will get VU3 call signs. In addition to that, WPC allots special call signs like AT2, SHW, stay home, stay at home, like that, for a special purpose. Similarly, we have Andaman Nicobar have a VU4, and Union Territory of Lakshadweep will have VU7 call sign. So individual call signs for each and every country will have their operators will have their unique call signs. Like Sri Lanka will have 4S7, 4S4, 4S5, like that. 9M2 will be Malaysia. So accordingly, each country will have a call signs. This is the general type, general grade call signs. Normally, general grade call signs are given for 20 years or a lifetime. Similarly, the restricted grade license also being given for 20 years or a lifetime. The details of the examinations are, there are two portions of the papers, radio theory and radio practice, and rules and regulations. For general grade, there will be a 2 hours written test followed by a Morse code exam for 8 hours per minute, receiving and sending. For restricted grade, it is 1 hour written test. The question paper is normally an MCQ paper, so not much of a thing, too easy to go through the exam. We do build our own equipments known as the homebrew equipments. We build our own equipments with the components available, or you can go for a company made equipments to operate. Yes, band of frequencies been allotted by the Ministry of Communications for us, right from 1.8 megahertz, 1.8 megahertz to 438 megahertz. It has been allotted to us. So in this hobby only, we have the band of spectrum to play with our transmitting equipments. So none other than the hobby will have that facility. We do exchange the QSL card for our confirmation of a contact with the different countries, like from Austria to Japan and other countries also. So the collection of QSL cards is another important thing in our hobby. We have different modes of communication in our of ham radio. What is known as the Morse code, it's a carrier wave, very simple to build and to transmit. And we have AM, amplitude modulation transmissions. We have a single sideband transmission, narrowband FM transmission, mostly used in the line of sight communication in VHF and UHF. And we have digital modes also, digital communication between the thing on the HF. We use digital mode also. So there's a brief introduction about the ham radio. So very simple exam. Please go through the exam and get your license and be on the air. So shortly we look forward to meet you on the air. Thank you so much, and over to the over to ma'am.
Thank you, sir. It's a real pleasure hearing from you. Now we have our second resource person who is here for us. I'm having a pleasure in inviting him. People with purpose, goals, and vision have no time for drama. They invest their energy in productivity, creativity, and results. This personality has 20 years of experience in entrepreneurship management, innovative business planning, financial analysis, software engineering, decision analysis, and it goes on and on to know what he is really up to, having such a lot of work at his backhands. He has various technological management positions in United Kingdom at Iotnic UK Limited, and is recently as a Chief Technological Officer in AULT Innovation India and Director of AULT Digital Design CE. He has been focusing on new innovative business development and business continuity. He has also worked as a senior project management consultant to the digital security industry in Switzerland. So we have a person who has gone all around the world. A software engineer with hardcore Linux, Qt, Python, C programming skills. He has been into this field for quite a long time. Currently, he is setting up the Internet of Things IoT based business in India and UK. He is happily called as Nanu by his friends. Let me have the pleasure in introducing the Director, Technological Operations, Iotnic Limited, Mr. Biju Gopi Tilaka. Over to you, sir. Biju, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, good evening, all. And my name is Biju, and people call me Nanu. That is my pet name in my very close circle. Basically, I'm a person more into technology side. So here today, I'm going to directly. I'm going to the topic, and I welcome all the participants to this session. So today, what I'm going to tell you, why need ham radio in this modern world? Because I mean, all of us think that the ham radio is something outdated or it's only for the disaster management. So let me tell you, the ham radio actually is quite different domains. Once you are into ham radio, you can learn different technologies. You can connect to different people with a different interests. So in the education service, has explored the use of ham radio in classrooms almost since the technology entered the mainstream of society. So yet radio remains a relatively unused mode of instruction, but recently in India, the government has implemented the school radio program that we think it will make a change. So let us directly go to the advantage of amateur radio in the schools. So basically, the amateur radio provide an important social, and educational and emergency communication service to the community. But in the modern world, the modern network communication systems are delicate and independent and often fail during the natural disasters. That happened even in the last flood in Kerala and in Gaja cyclone. They have some mitigation plans. The ham radio people are also involved in Tamil Nadu and in many places. And traditionally, what we do is the trained amateur radio operators have provided the communication support to the government and the relief agencies in times of natural disaster. That's a common scene what we have seen in the papers about the ham radio. When some disaster happened, and you can see in some corner of the newspaper, the ham radio people have supported something to the government. But in reality, the ham radio, in modern amateur radio, it's encompass digital electronics and computing and building and launching satellite. Even you can bounce your radio signals to the moon, off the moon, and you can invent your own digital modes. Those things are in the advanced amateur radio communication, and this facility is given absolutely free by the government of India. You have, and we have we can say if you buy all the band spectrum, what we have allotted to a ham radio person, it's worth millions. So the people are buying spectrum for the tremendous money they are spending to buy for the spectrum. But unfortunately, we have everything is free. So we have to utilize what the government has given to us as a service, and we have to provide the social service as what we have earned from the ham radio technology. So let me directly go to the presentation of today. I'm directly going to the presentation now, and we will start with. I will start with the organization which I have started here a long time back. Nearly 2 years back, I have started the organization which is called Active Hams Amateur Radio Society, AARS. So this what you have seen now here in the screen is the logo, which also I have designed as a part of a social responsive service for the society. So I will directly come to the society which we have started to promote the amateur radio. That by the activities you can identify the kind of services or the technology what we provided to the amateur radio people or to the technical people. So we have basically into three subgroups inside the community, inside our group. Every ham club or society have the same thing. We have a bit different from, because we have just like a modern, because I'm into the IT and innovative connected industry, IoT industry, or maybe the big data, it's the latest niche technology I'm working. I'm implementing a part of what I'm studying or from my industry to the ham radio community here. So we are into the new technology research group. The ham radio people can research, you can make use of the bandwidth for the research. That's what the government is giving the license. You have to make use of that one. And also you have to have a social commitment. For that, we have the community rescue volunteer program. That program definitely give something back to the community. For during disaster or during any kind of natural calamities, we provide support. And apart from that, another one what we can do is an amateur radio astronomy society. So we can explore the space or explore the galaxy or explore the universe with radio waves. That's what we are putting a small effort to start something in one. And we have another plan to set up a school and college radio clubs. It's basically a small amateur radio club in your education institution. We can set up that one. You have to contact your local hams group. They will set up that one. And another thing, how this radio communication we can connect it to the free and open source software. That is also one of our activity connected to the technology and communication. Our motto is of technology for humanity. That is one the ham radio using. So I'm just going for the non-technological stream. Already the previous speaker already told about what is ham radio, what exactly doing. I mean, these are what you have seen is some activities by the last Kerala flood and some government activities, and the people are working on something in during disaster or as a part of school or college education program. And the second thing, there are some other ways of radio hams communicate, because you can communicate in a digital mode. For example, the packet radio you can use the Morse code, you can use a digital one, or even you can create your own mode, and you can research on that one. And of course, this is what you have seen is the Morse key and the Morse code. What it's already explained that one. So if you want to start something, if you want to know much more detail, just scan the QR code what I have put here. So you will get a clear picture on that one. And this is a ham radio station, how it's look like. It's a decent ham radio station look like. You should have some internet connected to equipments and some multiple equipments. And of course, you have different antennas to go around the world. And you can also use the ham radio inside the vehicle. Now the government have changed. You can use the radio equipment inside the vehicle. The picture what you have seen is our first person is using an amateur radio communication equipment inside the car. So this is why we are using the ham radio, why I love my ham radio. So definitely what I will go to the community, this is what I'm showing is as a school and radio school club. As a part of any schools, any education institutions should have. We are conducting this program like this every school in nearby our localities. So we will try with this as a part of a STEM curriculum, the STEM education. So we will introduce this kind of technology, electronics, communication, and the space exploration, and some radio communication, weather data collection, and solar data collection. So these things we are utilizing this ham radio and the amateur radio clubs. So I prefer all of you have to set up one radio sessions, one radio clubs, or you have to associate it with the nearby radio clubs to study the latest trend and technologies, how it's connected to the latest software world or the industry. So that is basically what we can do in a school and college radio club. And what you have seen is the different type of antennas and other things which we are using in our day-to-day life. And as I told earlier, we have a lot of frequencies, a lot of bands, a lot of mode are allotted by the government of India, and these are all free. I mean, if you buy this bandwidth or the frequency, the spectrum, if you buy the spectrum by CAD, you have to pay millions rupees to buy from the government. But it's absolutely free. Make use of that facilities what the government has given. Okay, that is about the ham radio, the very basic things. And if you want to study about the ham radio solar spectrum, you can just scan this QR code on this video. I mean, you'll get all the details because we have published then some documents, or you can from the external websites. So we have given this one. The satellite communication already will explain by another participant. So I'm not going to that one and directly going to introduce some of CoKit. For example, if you are going for an emergency operation, you should have packed everything, just like an emergency luggage packing. We will pack everything like this and we will go. We will move to the next operation. What you have seen is one of the latest inventions. This is the left side, what you have seen, one of the latest ham radio, the portable machines, which was created by one of the ham, is called the Discovery. And other the latest amateur radio keys, which you have more modern designs, what you have seen in the other side. And of course, you can explore the space, so you can directly communicate with the International Space Station. And this is one of the person in the International Space Station communicating with the ham radio operator in the on the. That's what happening here. That's a regular thing. And what you are seeing is one of the digital modern equipment is called the Maestro. It is just like a modern detachable front end from your electronic device. You can move around, you can connect to your Wi-Fi, home Wi-Fi, you can move around and you can work with your radio system. And this is also another system, it's called Flex Radio. These are all one of the digital levels. So whatever we gained from the community or whatever we gained the technology, we have to give back to society. So for that, we have to have some need of, for example, during disaster, only with the ham radio, we cannot help. You need to have some basic understanding of how to save a human life. For that, we have undergone training with the ham, the fire and rescue people, as well as for the National National NDRF, National Disaster Relief Force. So those people are training us to manage or in an emergency situation. What you have seen in the photo, we have during the COVID-19, we have set up a district level control room in one of the district in Kerala. So we perfectly controlled, and all the hospitals are connected with the control room, and even inside the hospital, especially the intensive care units have where they need separate connection, because it's not easy to use the phone, because and also it is the contact, we have to avoid the spreading of the disease. So we use the amateur radio inside the hospital as well as the medics. These are the different sessions what we are undergoing. These are all hams. We are undergoing different sessions. And this is one of the latest one. I mean, one of the ham radio operator, how he contributing the COVID-19. One person who cannot walk is physically handicapped, and we are assisting him to. He's only one hand. With the one hand, he's sanitizing. He want to sanitize his one hand. But even it is no use. He have to scroll after that. I mean, cannot have a proper a vehicle to travel. So even these people are participating in this kind of COVID-19 infection. And these are some of the activities we have participated in the Cyclone Geja mitigation projects in Kadalur district, and the district collector of Kadalur district, Honorable Ambu Selvan IAS, has given some certificate after the contribution of the participation. And we have participated in every ham should participated in this kind of activities during their activity time or with their occupants. Then I will directly go to some of the activities what we are into, research and innovation activities of the social responsive product. As a ham radio operator, we can release. This is one of the product. This is one product we have started. We have released. To the community one. It's basically look like very simple design, but actually it's a connected devices. We are using platform, KAA platform. This is one of the IoT platform to manage the connected device. Actually, it's a water filter. When you open the water filter, the rescue team will get the location of the person who opened that one. Easily, they can locate and save a life. So basically, it's a product from a ham radio operator. When you open it, activate it, and you can filter and drink the water because during the flood time, it is the fully contaminated water. You don't have even a drop of water to drink. This time, we are using this kind of product. So this is one product developed by us as the ham radio community. And the picture, this is what we are using. You can use the muddy or the contaminated water. And another one is we have created one of the wonderful operating system for ham radio operator we called Hamix, and it is still under development. In another couple of months we will release to the public one. And here what we are using is we are packed all the Linux based radio communication software, as well as the radio astronomy software, and also the required software for scientific as well as the radio communication experiments like radio propagation, those things. And we are using the Deepin desktop environment. It's quite common. Maybe the Deepin was a product from China, but we are using it's an open source one. We are using the desktop environment as a UI, and we are using the Debian as the core, Debian core as the other side. And this is the one operating system we are releasing soon for the ham radio community. It looked like almost like an Apple iOS, Apple OS with excellent stability and strength. Even it will work on the old computer. And of course, we have some prototype, or we have designed some prototype of some hybrid mode communication radio. What we have seen here, this is one of the radio which we are going to produce for the ham radio community. Basically, it's an SDR software defined radio we have developed under Linux and Qt. And we will release the data. We have 3 versions. What you have seen is the 2 versions. We have 2 versions of this one. So that about what the software people can, or the radio communication people can contribute as a ham radio operator. So my advice is everyone should join the ham radio community and get and be the part of the latest developments. And these are what you are seeing, the different activities of one of the ham radio community in this way. And these are what you are seeing. It's not a presentation from my side, I mean, it's not required. And of course, this is also one of the wonderful picture we collected from the one of the last time. We personally located this young mother and stranded in a remote area, and we located them, and the fire force team was rescued. And this is the one photo which was one of going viral during that time. So these are our activities, I mean, during different things. Also, we can participate in the mock drill like this one. I mean, the mock drill will help you to identify any existing issues. I mean, we conduct the mock drill in chemical industries and even in wherever required. So those things will help us to identify many issues. And also Jota Joti, as you know, that it's a part of Scouts and Guides, and we join with them to communicate with internationally with the students level for the school level. So these are the different things, different photos of what the last year activities, what we have done. And if you want, you can scan this code and the different things. I mean, I will pause it for a second, and you can pause it, or later you can go here and scan this code and get directly to the different one. And the most important thing we have as a students or engineering students or technology students, you have to connect the radio with the software. So the best thing is you can explore the radio, explore the universe with the radio astronomy with the ham radio license what you have. So you can learn different programming languages like Python, Julia, C, and Linux. These are the basic necessity to explore this one with the software side. And of course, you can develop your own electronics equipment. You can develop your own antenna systems. Everything you can make yourself. So you will learn different technologies. And of course, this is my daughter, and she's here, and it's a part of STEM at school. This is one program we have to capture them in. I mean, when they are very young, we have to introduce this kind of technology to the kids. Then only when they grow, they will get a perfect understanding of where to go or how to select the stream. That's all about my presentations. That's all about my presentation, and thanks for giving a wonderful opportunity to identify and present this kind of things to a wider audience. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for all the people, and handing over the mic to the other one. Thank you.
Thank you, Viju sir. It was wonderful seeing what are the services that has been rendered. Now I am into introducing the third person. Don't use past as an excuse. Use your future as an opportunity. This personality, an ME graduate in electric devices and embedded controls, is certified with PG diploma holder in hardware and networking and certified in competency supervisor C license. He had been a professor at PPG Institute of Technology, Coimbatore. At present, he is an academic trainer for MSME, TDC, PPDC, Coimbatore Center, academic director at Tamroyd Industrial Academy, project engineer consulting at Neon Electric. He is a licensed electrical engineer, industrial electronics, automation, and smart building automation system engineer, networking and system integrator. He is interested in reading literature books, writing poetry, robotics and aeromodeling is another hobby, and Reiki. I'm happy to introduce the third resource person for the day, the Director of Integral Control Systems and Advanced Laboratory, Mr. M. Karthikeyan, as a resource person. Karthikeyan sir, the floor is yours.
Good evening. Thank you. Good evening to all. I am Karthik. My handwriting call sign is V to Mike Oscar Tango. Happy to participate this event on behalf of Coimbatore Amateur Radio Club with your Sri Vasavi College Erode. Already our panel members explained the concept and procedure for ham radios. Now look at what is the needed material for ham radio operation. Just go through it. One question of all newcomers: is ham radio is expensive one? Is ham radio is affordable? How much does it cost to start ham radio? Something like this. We look into it. Let us start. Is ham radio is an expensive hobby? Never. It may cost just more or less your weekend party with your system PC laptop. Adding with 500 rupees dongle, you can get lot of station in different type of mode that is a software defined radio. By just below 1000 rupees valued QRP, that is a low power transmitter kit, you can make lot of conversation around world. Another more inexpensive way is just only with your mobile phone, install some communication software, you can trigger lot of repeaters around the world and individual stations too. Expense differs upon our interest and necessity and other things. Several amateur radio clubs and experienced hams introduced low-cost receiver, transmitter, transceiver, antenna, and other useful kits in an assembled manner, semi-assembled and fully assembled format with training through workshop session. Lot of commercial ham radio products, company product with affordable price available in market. We can also use the equipment with least cost through online or at junk sales in event like Hamfest and Ham Meet. Our license kit is licensed to establish, maintain and work as amateur wireless telegraph station in India. So as amateur, mostly we established our station in our home other than club station. Amateur or professional, we need some basic setup for our station. In home, we allocate a room or convenient place to put our station equipment properly with safe manner. The room or place having the equipment is often called a shack. Ham shack is a room or structure used for a housing radio equipment. Let us look into some ham radio shack. This is one type of shack. This is one simplest one. These are well established another one. This is the ham radio shack used by women's hams, YL hams in India. Just like one more shack. Now, look at what needed for ham radio station. Typical needed material category is first thing is receiver, transmitter, transceiver, power supply, and accessories. And another one is measuring instrument. Another important one is antennas and accessories. Another important one is system PC with the internet. And some basic things like amateur world map, digital clock, temperature meter, humidity meter, and compass, etc. The another main category in front of us is commercial equipment, homebrew equipment. You know, commercial equipment is a branded equipment. Another one is a homebrew equipment. What is a homebrew in ham radio? The word of ham radio, homebrew is the art of building home radio equipment. let us building our radio equipment ourselves. The another category based on frequency band, the commercial equipment, homebrew equipment, HF, VHF, UHF, and satellite operation. Both section is we can buy a commercial equipment or make our own equipment ourselves with available kits. Wherever the amateur radio shack is located, it is worth remembering a few points. There must be adequate provision for main power with backup, proper earthing arrangement, spike and surge protection, lighting protection also. There must be suitable access for the antenna feeder, and also it should be adequate air circulation. And it must be easy and convenient to operate a station in location. And it must be necessary to include good provision for construction equipment, the place for doing our project, adequate places needed. This is a modern commercial HF transceiver with both analog and digital controls. A commercial equipment, HF band. The another one is commercial VHF, UHF base station transceiver. This is a base station in mobile vehicle. The another one is VHF, VHF handy transceiver, walkie-talkie. You just look it in the police personnel, forest official, and the government official. Use this type of one. We can also use in the ham radio field. The commercial VHF handy receiver available with affordable cost with a lot of facilities. Now let us look into side of homebrew. This type of kits, electronic kit, ready-made board, transceiver kits available through online or other markets. This one is a transceiver assembled with a ready-made available kit in 40 meter and CW transceiver. This is another useful kit developed by VU2 ESC, Fahan from Hyderabad. Developed a famous BTEC series with readily available components, and it could be built by almost anyone using a simple techniques with reasonable price. In our side, in Coimbatore, VU3 GEK, Ganeshan from Coimbatore, a professional electronic engineer, developed a transceiver kit.
Sorry to break. The presentation slide is not, the screen is not presenting. Please check that. Thank you.
No, it's okay, sir. In Coimbatore, VU2 GEK, Mr. Ganeshan, professional engineer, developed a transceiver and antenna analyzer kit for non-technical people. This is a very low cost kit to make our station equipment to make call in or other band like commercial transceiver. In our panel member, Kumar sir, also developed a linear HF linear kit, the excellent performance kit. This product has available through needed hams. The another used transceiver kits available through a junk stall at Hamfest or Ham events. The another transceiver assembled kit, semi-assembled kits are available through stall at Hamfest, Ham events throughout India. The another one is for antenna for ham radio. This is the important part of ham radio. Based on the frequency band, we can divide it into three categories: VHF, UHF antennas, antenna for HF and antenna for satellite operation. In this category also, we can buy a commercial antennas, or we can make our own antennas by the home brews. The another important one is wire for feeding lines. We put our signal to the antenna by this line. This important category. We use a coaxial cable. This is the famous category of the cable names. This is a typical VHF antennas. Lot of antennas used by the hams. Ground plane antennas, quarter wave, slim jim, culinary. Lot of antennas used by the hams for the transmission. The antenna is the important part to put our RF signal to the air. Hams are interested in testing with antennas, doing lot of experiment with antennas to improve their transceivers. This is HF antennas, the famous G5RB antennas for multi-band operation. Many ham clubs conducting the antenna workshop to construct the ham to own antennas. This is an interesting one. This is an antenna rotator. Within a home, we can rotate the antenna to the desired direction, fitted with a motor, fitted with the antennas. We can put a signal to the desired direction to get maximum distance. That is a de-esing conversation. The another one is the part.
Karthi, sorry for
Sir.
interfering. Video வரலைங்க Karthi, presentation இல்ல.
Are there still some issue with the presentation
Okay.
screen?
Okay,
It is not
okay.
coming.
Is coming, sir? No.
No, not
Screen.
yet, not yet.
Not yet.
Sir. Now, sir.
Yeah, now it is come.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. That is it. Start, sir.
Yeah, it is coming.
Ah.
Yeah, from antennas, please go. From
Okay.
antennas.
Okay. Sir, another important is the instrument for amateur radio purpose. Lot of instrument needed for our purpose. The important one is the antenna tuner unit, SWR and power meters, antennas and analyzers. The commercial type of instruments available for calibration and testing our antenna system, the SWR meters, antenna tuners to match the antenna with the transmitter, and the SWR meter to analyze and to know the power of our transmitter signal, how the transmitter to go to the air, and how much of waves transmitted to the air, and how much of waves return to the transmitter. Lot of commercial analyzers are available. We can also do it as a homebrew, like this. This is a homebrew SWR meter with simple locally available components. This is another antenna tuner by homebrewing. Morse key. Morse key is important for amateur radios. By entering a lot of digital communication in this era, they're still using the CW communication by amateurs. The fashion of it for using the CW operation, continuous operation. It is a very simple type of operation in ham radio. This is the old type one. This is a new type of electronic key available in market, or we can made it by ourselves. The another one is Another one important is a software defined radio, SDR setup. SDR is a software defined radio with just 500 rupees dongle, our laptop with some communication software, web SDR software. We can receive lot of station and within a lot of modes and frequency band. This is a typical setup. This is HF SDR transceiver, homebrew transceiver. This is the satellite operation setup with using the dongle and or antennas. We can use satellite with our ham radio band. The another important for ham radio operation our shack is amateur radio map. This map indicates the call sign belong to that country. By DXing time, we can identify the station which belong to the which country. Weather station and ham radio together. Most of ham radio operators intend to share their weather report from other place with other operators. So every hams have digital time, day, temperature, and humidity meters. Some ham also weather station to measure the wind speed also. The another important one is a ham logbook. Every conversation should be mentioned in the logbook as per rules, amateur radio rules. Another one is QSL card. As Deebats are mentioned, QSL card is a hobby for hams operation. It is a card exchanged by the ham to confirm their conversation on the band and data time. This is model one. This is a field one. In 2003, they viewed RM make a DX connect with another station, foreign station. It can print. QSL card is must be not in printed. It can be handwritten one or printed. But it's the hobby collection of QSL card is a hobby for hams. Thank you. We reached the final of the title. In front of interest and passion, the cost is not a matter. So we call all of you come to this interesting hobby. We hope to meet on band. Thank you. Thank you for our Anandumar sir, Mutsami sir, Nandagopal sir, and other panel members, and for staff of Sri Vasavi College. Thank you for.
Thank you very much, sir. It is indeed a pleasure. Now we are moving to the fourth personality. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am,
Yes, you
audible.
are.
Fine.
Yes, you are.
Now I am moving to the fourth resource person. What the world needs today is not the role models whom we can admire from a distance like a sun, but leaders who we can cherish in our day-to-day life from a closer proximity like the sun rays. This personality is such a leader. He is an electrical engineer and he is into the product of the need of the hour, reliable and affordable solar energy for home. His production technology includes solar energy saving, commercial rooftop, solar energy rooftop for home, solar rooftop infrastructure system for industries, hospitals, schools and colleges, USL solar street lights, and USL water pumping systems. His company is the first Indian company to produce silicon solar cells and modules in private sector since 1984. He is a ham for the past 30 years and he is a home brewer of ham equipments. I'm very happy to introduce the senior man, our fourth resource person, Managing Director of Udaya Semiconductors Limited Solar Energy, Mr. N. Krishna Kumar. Sir, now the webinar is yours for the fourth session.
Thank you, madam, for the nice introduction. And good evening to all panel members viewers, and Vasavi College Management Group. Today, my introduction is, my subject is on satellite communication. Now, what is satellite communication? First of all, what is satellite? Satellite is a smaller object that is rotating on or inline or faster than the main object, larger object. So example is our Earth and Moon. Earth is a larger object comparing to the Moon, and Moon is rotating. These are all natural satellite. Wherein the satellite for communication is artificial satellite. What it does do, it receives signal from Earth station, amplifies, and relays in another frequency to the multiple Earth stations. This is the function of a communication satellite. Now, that is what we are looking out for amateur radio part. And apart from that, main satellite communication satellite is for television as well as radio, telephone, and other military application. Now we are going to have a satellite communication about voice communication as well as digital amateur television. When you say AM radio, we will know only about audio. Audio is just audio signal, voice signal, or CW signal. But in this, we are also allowed, as a ham, we are also allowed to have a transmission, digital transmission. We are allowed that we can do it in the satellite also. All the hams are allowed to do our digital transmission, television transmission, amateur digital television, also possible. Generally, in a ham radio, we will be using HF, that is 1.6 meter to 30 meter band. 160 meter to 30 meter band we will be using, that is HF spectrum. Next is VHF spectrum. VHF is 2 meter. You would have seen the walkie-talkie. Next is a UHF system, and that also a walkie-talkie is there. In the UHF ultra high frequency, what we are going to see for our communication. And in the satellite, the communication satellite, there are 3 satellites are there, communication. One is geostationary, wherein the satellite will be on the equator, and it will be revolving in the same speed of the rotation of our Earth. So it appears to be, it is not moving to the Earth. So the antennas projecting towards the satellite need not be time to time change. So that is the advantage of geostationary satellite. The other satellites are orbiting satellites. Orbiting satellites, 2 types of satellites are there. One is medium Earth orbits. That will be about 2,000 kilometer to 36,000 kilometer. As you know, geostationary satellite are 36,000 kilometer higher from the equator to from the Earth. So the next one is medium Earth orbiting. That will be 2,000 to 36,000 kilometer. Next one is 20,000 kilometer. 90,000 kilometer to 2,000 kilometer low orbiting satellite. So it has got one, each one has got its own uses. So only geostationary, it will be stationary one. All other orbiting stationary comes faster revolving the Earth. Each and every time its position will be changed And when if you want to make a communication, it will be very, very difficult. A small slot will be available, only 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes. It will the starting of the signal will be very, very fade. It will be slowly increasing the signal. You will get very good signal, then it is get faded. So this is the orbiting satellite. So now we are going to see how the geostationary is. In last year, 2018, Qatar Askar Amateur Radio Society has launched a geostationary satellite that is primarily for telecommunication and telephone use for Qatar. But the Hamsat group has requested, President has requested to add 2 transponders for AM radio operation. We will go one by one now. So this is the satellite Qatar Askar 100 and launched 2018. So this is the first phase satellite. The footprint of the satellite, if you are from higher elevation, you are putting a torchlight beam. The torchlight beam will cover a footprint. That footprint is the communication area. If you see the footprint in the western side, a portion of Southern America is covered. That is, Brazil is covered. Whole of Africa is covered, and complete Europe is covered. A part of Antarctica is covering. India is in a good footprint of this Q100 satellite up to Thailand in the east. So nearly half of the globe, this satellite is get covered. What we have to do to cover entire globe, we need minimum 3 satellites separated with 120 degrees. Then we'll cover all over the globe, connected to each other, we can cover. But this is the first phase. They put up like this. This is the footprint area. In this, the transponder is there. What is transponder? A transponder is one receiver in the satellite that will receive a transmitted signal from the Earth station and amplifies the weaker signal and retransmit the signal in another frequency so that it won't interfere receiving and transmitting frequency with a simple antenna setup. So it will retransmit in another frequency. This is one transponder. So like that, we have 2 transponders in this QO100. So each transponder, there are also one is uplink. Uplink is a frequency that is 13 centimeter frequency is the uplink. 2400 megahertz is the uplink. Likewise, downlink is 3 centimeter downlink, that is a 10 gigahertz downlink. So in this narrow band mode and digital wide band modulation, mostly both are available. 250 kilohertz bandwidth is the narrow band one that we are using for CW, the Morse code, SSB, and other voice operation. We can use that narrow band for SSTV also. Wide band is for amateur television. So these are all the people when they officially commissioned and handed over this for the free use of end users, amateur radio users. And last year, February 14th, these are all the people of Qatar Amateur Radio. The makers of the satellite, financiers, and AMSAT group. So we have 2 transponders, as you told. The uplink is 2400 megahertz with the bandwidth of 250 kilohertz. Next one is a wider bandwidth That one is 8 megahertz bandwidth. Like concurrently uplink, we have a downlink also. Whatever is bandwidth of uplink, we have a downlink also, the same bandwidth, 250 kilohertz, but in a different frequency, 10.450 gigahertz. So like that, in wideband also, it is in 8 megahertz bandwidth, it is available. A single communication, we are telling in the ham language QSO. In a single QSO, we require a voice transmission, we require a 2.4 kilohertz of bandwidth. If you are using if you have a 250 kilohertz, 10 pairs of people can simultaneously work in this satellite. That is the advantage of it. Similarly, in 8 megahertz bandwidth, and the bandwidth of video signal can start from 125 kilohertz. It has 8 transponders. If you are using a 250, the number of instead of 8 one, you have to go for a lesser one. So higher resolution will be 500 kilohertz bandwidth. That will be HD quality, and further higher 1 megahertz bandwidth. Each we have a 2 spectrum like that. Spectrum you can see in the next slide, and also we have ultra high HD also there in this one. Ham radio operators can work amateur television also. So these are all the bottom. You can see the what is the starting frequency and the ending frequency of each band. One is narrow band is a vertical polarization, and wide band is horizontal polarization. These are all the things. And next slide, we can see the details. This is the narrow band operation. And when the band is starting, the starting band, we will have a beacon. The beacon is a CW beacon. It will say QO100 in a Morse code. It will continuously emit the signal QO100. That is the starting of the one. And after that, a portion is a CW only. The people, each band is allocated to each function. Next is only CW. Next is next to CW, narrow band digital modes. Next to that, purely a digital mode. It can be a little bit wider also. And next to that is a mixed mode. And the most interesting is SSB. In SSB, we can talk to Brazil from Thailand or from India with very, very clear signal through this satellite. The frequencies are given here. These are the narrow band transmission transponder details. So operating mode is, as I told, it is an SSB, free digital video, CW, RTTY, slow scan TV, fax, Feldhell, and PSK 31. That is a digital mode. And maximum, even though general recommended is 2.4 kilohertz, you can go up to maximum of 2.7 kilohertz in each communication. You should not use analog FM or digital FM because it draws more power. Approximately 500% more power it will draw than SSB signal. So it is banned there. So voice mode in SSB, USB signal you can use. So this is the spectrum you can see. If you Google WebSTR QO100, so you can have many WebSTRs are available. This one is by British Amateur Society. So you can see in the screen, you can see the waterfalls, white waterfalls you can see. Each waterfall is one discussion going on, or QSO going on. Left side, you can see the lower beacon, right extreme is upper beacon. In between, as allocated, as per the band plan, CW or SSB. So this SSB you can select, and you can hear it in your cell phone, your Android phone also. You can decode it and automatically decode it and hear the communication what is going on live. This one is a band plan for wideband transponder. The wideband transponder, as I said earlier, the right hand side you can see the bandwidth 125 kilohertz bandwidth, that is sufficient to transmit a clear picture. So there are 8 channels, 8 people can at a time work on this area. So suppose you are doing a 333 kilohertz transmission, there are limited to 4 in this group. The 333 is very good HD quality video you can see. In India, first ham did the transmission was BU3 OBR Saro from Salem. The last month he has done the digital transmission amateur television, and I am one among the person who received the digital amateur television in my shack. Very few people are there in digital amateur radio, amateur television, but amateur narrow band, about 25 to 27 hams are active. All our Indian ham signals are very good, better than European signal. That is because of the VU3 OBR, Saro and myself. We are doing the amplifiers for the end users. So this is the wideband spectrum for the video signals. This of our left hand side first signal is 2 megahertz megacycle signal. Next one is 1 megacycle signal, 500 kilohertz, 250, 333. So this is the actual end users while working. The signal spectrum has been taken. Next one is to receive or transmit, we need an antenna. So these are all the different type of antennas for working on a QO100 satellite. So Wi-Fi grid type linear antenna. Another one is a helix antenna, and another one is a patch array antenna. Different type of patch array antenna. All this will be connected to a dish antenna. What we are DTH dish, what we are using. Only thing is for receiving you require only a smaller diameter dish, 55 centimeter or 60 centimeter dish will do. For transmitting you require larger the dish, better the signal. So I am using a 90 centimeter dish, medium size dish. I do have a 4-foot dish also, but 4-foot dish the power requirement is very less. So these antennas will be in the focal point of the dish. It will be connected in the focal point. This is the shown in the picture. The dish is offset dish. Generally, prime focus dish also available. These are all the feed of the antenna. The left side first one is the most common antenna feed. This is a dual patch. It is also called as a dual patch. White side, what you are seeing is the eye of the signal where you are receiving. This will be pointed towards the parabolic base of the dish. So this one is a waveguide. In the bottom of the waveguide, you will connect LNB. LNB will come to the next one. These are all the different dual patch antennas. You can both use it for transmission as well as reception. So you require only one dish. The transmission is 2.4 gigahertz. Reception is 10.5 gigahertz. The antenna should be the feed. Dual port patch antenna should be have a minimum SWR, so that you can see the minimum SWR in 2400 megahertz. 2400 megahertz. It should have a minimum SWR. So then only your transmitted signal will be effectively transmitted to the satellite. So that is the illustration here. This is the generally an outdoor antenna. This is a prime focus antenna. Prime focus is all around, all sides are equal, and it will be center point will be connected to the your antenna. Either it can be a receiving antenna, it can be a transmitting antenna. Next one is RX, receiver for a narrowband transponder. Receiver for a narrowband transponder will be an LNB. So LNB, low noise block converter. In that there is an LNA, 10 gigahertz low noise amplifier is there, and after amplification there will be few signals in the band that will be filtered by band pass filter, and after that there will be a mixer and a local oscillator. With the mixer and local oscillator, IF amplifier, IF signal will be there, and IF signal will be get amplified. IF signal is 739 megahertz. So from 10 gigahertz it will reduce to 739 megahertz. After the amplifier, again band pass filter. Now it is ready to give to next level, software driven radio or any other thing. This is the LNB and the patch setup. First one, top left is the patch antenna, front is transmitter, bottom is receiver, LNB. You can see two ports are there. One port is giving a power supply from the set-top box and receiving the signal. Another port is when a signal is given to electrical voltage is given, approximately 12 volt we are giving. When you give a 12 volt, internal parts will get heated up. Local oscillator is there. Oscillator stability may get drift due to the temperature. To compensate that, you have to give a external oscillator frequency, 10 gigahertz frequency or 25 not gigahertz, 25 megahertz frequency oscillator, local oscillator. You have to feed it. That is the purpose of it. Then your signal will be very, very stable. It won't drift. This is a software defined radio, SDR dongle. See, this is a model most famous, and many are using RDL SDR dongle. So this will work for up to 3 gigahertz. So what we are using in QO100 is these are all the different types, different manufacturer, but normally all are one only. This output is will be connected to SDR output will be connected to PC, and the PC there will be a software, SDR console software. That SDR console software will decode into the signal, voice signal or the spectrum and everything. So instead of going for this type of one, SDR radio and PC, you can directly make a conversion from 10 gigahertz signal to 739 to directly to a 2 meter. That is another type of conversion, another method of conversion. You can connect it to your transmitter radio. The transmitter radio can be either 2 meter, that is 144 megahertz radio, or 28 megahertz radio. So whichever radio, that frequency will be converted directly without PC. SDR is not required. This is another method. So wideband transponder, that is about a narrow band what we have seen so far. This is wideband transponder is similar to what we have seen for narrow band until SDR. After instead of SDR, we have to go for a batch tuner. It is called a mini tuner, developed specifically for the decoding video signal. See the left side. This is the only manufacturer now making from British product. So this will be decoding the satellite television signal into readable signal, and this right hand side is the software for the tuner. This you can see in your PC. So DITV, there is an direct radio also there in a different frequencies. So the transmission, you can there is a choice of transmitter. You can use your own regular amateur radio transmitter, which is having all mode capability. All mode means CW, SSB capability. That radio, it can be any band, 2 meter, UHF, HF, or 6 meter. So all the radio can be used for the transmitting, receiving through dongle and the PC. Another method is instead of dongle and PC, direct conversion. That is the one method. So here you can see, this is the video you can see using a mini tuner in the wideband. Next one is TX and amplifiers, transmitter and amplifiers. This is about a narrow band TXing. The narrow band TXing you can use, as I said earlier, you can use 144, that is 2 meter, or UHF 435 megahertz transmitter, or HF transmitter 28 megahertz, or even 6 meter, that is a 50 megahertz. Whatever transmitter you can use that transmitter, because all the hams will be having that transmitters. You can use the transmitters, but you should have a up converter. Whatever the frequency, it has to be finally converted into uplink frequency. Uplink frequency is 2.4 gigahertz. So in this narrowband TX up converter, you can give all maximum four type of signal from 2 meter to 6 meter with the flip of switch. You can select the input frequency. Output will be 2.4 gigahertz. This is up converter. After up converter, the signal will be very, very small signal. It will be in the order of 10 to 100 milliwatt. 10 to 100 milliwatt will not reach the satellite comfortably. So we need an amplifier. This is the amplifier, 2.4 gigahertz input and 2.4 gigahertz output, but input will be from the up converter, and output will be about 20 watts. So myself and Saro both independently making amplifiers in India and used by the end users. So this is another type of up converter with a little bit larger output. It will deliver 500 milliwatt. 500 milliwatt is not sufficient to drive SSB signal. You can see right side bottom picture. The signal strength is very, very low, but you can work with a compromise. This one is a different type of amplifiers. The peak power is 5 watt, but generally normal power is 2 watt. 2 watt, if you are using a larger dish, you can definitely you can work comfortably. So how much power comfortable to work on the satellite? That is a 2.4 gigahertz power. So if you are using 80 centimeter dish, approximately 2 to 4 watts is required. That is the requirement. And suppose the same strength, if you are using a 1.8 meter dish, you can give only 0.3 watts. The 0.3 watts signal will deliver almost that 4 watt power. That is one. Helix is in a little bit inefficient one that require 20 watts to give a same performance. And in any case, your power, transmitting power should not be greater than the beacon of the satellite. Satellite beacon is a reference. Left and right, there are beacons. Say it will be, suppose 5, 9 and 14 dB is there, and your transmitting signal should not be more than 5, 9 plus 14 dB. It should be less only. That is a mandatory requirement. And also another mandatory requirement is full duplex. You have to see both receiving and transmitting. You have to monitor. That is the requirement. Unlike our regular ham radio equipment, press to talk, release to receive. But here the mandatory is you have to do the monitor both transmission, your transmitted signal as well as receiving signal. So this one is digital amateur television power budget. Suppose you are using a 0.85 meter, your requirement for 0.5 megahertz HD quality lower end is your ultimate aim. You require 50 watt power. The same 50 watt power requirement will reduce if you increase the dish size to 1.2 meter. So likewise, if you are going for a 2.4 meter larger dish, so the requirement will be only 6.25. Likewise, the 800 watts to 100 watts only, ultra high HD one. So we have tried up to 0.5 megahertz with our amplifier. It has given 25 watts output. These are all various power amplifiers. Input is 13 centimeter and output is 13 centimeter, 20 watts output. Different marketly available one. Next one is, instead of the SDR, what we have seen so far is software defined radio. It can only receive. The next stage of software defined radio is it will both transmit and receive. You don't require ham radio equipment at all. Your transmitter, up converter, nothing is required. It will straight away transmit and receive in 2.4 gigahertz. So that is the advantage of the new development. But you require 100% PC. PC cannot be removed. So there are two manufacturers in this. The Lime SDR is one model, and another one is Adlam Pluto. So it can be both can be used for narrowband and digital amateur television signal directly 2.4 gigahertz. They support full duplex operation as needed for satellite communication. So these are all different mini tuner and Lime SDR mini and 4 ports, 6 ports like that. Different models are there. These are all the popular one. And this one is connected through GPIO, the general purpose input output board, which can be connected to your amplifier. Even though Lime SDR, it is giving very low level signal. Even though it gives a 2.4 gigahertz, it is not sufficient to transmit your signal reaching a satellite. For that, you need an amplifier. To provide amplifier, you need these boards. So these are all external power. Reference also you have to give. These are all the ports. Next one is Adlam Pluto. It's also similar to Lime SDR and different slightly different architecture. It can work up to 6 kilohertz, 6 gigahertz. So this is the amplifier. The signal has to be amplified from the Pluto or SDR, and the reference also given here.
Krishna, slide please.
Slide.
Slide over the, go ahead.
Slide polling.
It's okay. It's
Slide one that will okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is the SDR radio. Kindly move to Kumar, please mute. Okay, thank you, Kumar. So this is STR radio, signal, narrow band signal, what you will be decoded. So this is the signal what you can see. The frequency is 10 gigahertz downlink frequency, and you can see the center of the screen, the different level of the screen. That is the strength of the signal. Bottom one is various waterfalls you can see. Each waterfall is one QoS, one pair of discussion going on. So left side is a beacon and right side also beacon. So this is a PSK beacon, white color one is a PSK beacon. Now it is available in the middle of our narrow band. So this is the spectrum you can see. This is the voice spectrum what you are talking. You can, in SSB signal, you can see the voice spectrum. Suppose your transmission is not good, up converter, or your amplifier is not good, or you are not driving sufficiently, you can see from this and you can correct yourself. The quality of the signal, even though it is an SSB, it will be FM quality. So these are all the outdoor dishes. These are all the outdoor units. Atlam Pluto amplifier and all those. You can put it in a weatherproof box, and you can use it in Wi-Fi also. This is a Lime HDR and also DATV. So thank you very much, dear friends. In the compressed time, this all I can present for about QO100 geostationary satellite for communication, narrow band as well as a wider band. So back to Vasavi College. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was really a session of much ideas. Now we move on to the fifth resource person. Clouds come floating into life, no longer to carry rain to usher storm, but to add color to sunset. This personality whom I am referring is qualified with Diploma in ECE and MPA. He is a governing council member of DRDA, Virudunagar district from 1997. He is a former correspondent of Asiatic Industrial Training School at Rajapalayam. At present, he is the principal of Maruti Institute of Technology, Theni. He has organized several emergency communication services and crowded management communication services through ham radio. Also, he has organized several training batches and workshops on ham radio in various educational institutes. He is a member of ISTE, Theni Amateur Radio Club, Coimbatore Amateur Radio Club. He is a happy YouTuber and ham radio person. He is the fifth resource person of the day, founder, trustee, and director of Rajapalayam International Radio Communicators Club, Mr. V. Ramesh Kumar. Sir, now the session is yours. Ramesh Kumar, sir.
I think he is having some network problem, ma'am.
So can't we connect now? So shall we now get into any kind of a clarification for all the other four resource persons before he comes inside?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall we go for that?
Yes, very much.
Okay, fine. So now it is for the participants. It is time to clarify your any doubts. And if you have any questions, you please put it in your comment area with the specific mention to whom it should be asked. யாருக்காவது ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருந்ததுன்னா அதை கமெண்ட் செக்ஷன்ல யார்கிட்ட கேட்க போறோம், 4 ரிசோர்ஸ் பர்சன்ஸ் have completed, அவங்கள யார்கிட்ட கேட்க போறீங்க அப்படிங்கறத you please mention and put it in your comment section. so that we can go for the clarification round before we enter into the fifth resource person, Ramesh Kumar sir.
Okay, రెండు clarification, ma'am. One is Mr. Prithviraj has asked for walkie-talkie. Why walkie-talkie is used in ham radio? Walkie-talkie is a portable handheld set which is used for used in the narrowband FM, and it is carried in and around the city. And to extend the coverage, we use the repeaters. So via repeaters, you can contact for a long distance stations. So walkie-talkie is normally known as a portable handheld transceiver. And another question is the Gayatri as asked for Linux. So Linux is one of the software it is used in the ham radio. We are using Windows-based softwares also in the ham radio. So these are all the two clarifications, ma'am. Kindly go ahead.
Okay. Can we get into Ramesh Kumar sir now?
Ramesh, are you back?
Negative. He is trying.
No, his audio is also off, sir, so we cannot get that. Doubt. Doubt in the case.
Yeah, I think is
Is coming.
yes, come.
Fine. Ramesh Kumar sir. So one question to all the four, anybody can answer this. How to get a ham license, sir?
The training classes has been conducted by the Coimbatore Amateur Radio Club. So those
Okay.
who are interested can contact the email address or the vice president or the general secretary. In turn, they will guide to get the licenses.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Ramesh, kindly come in, Ramesh.
இல்ல நான் சொல்றேங்க. Please wait.
Sir, before he comes in, any four of you, Arad Urtar, you can engage the thing with any other information on ham radio, sir.
முத்து நீங்க ஒரு ஷார்ட் ஓவர் எடுத்துக்கங்க முத்து, அவங்க பிரசன்டேஷன் இதா வர வகையில.
இல்ல நான் ஃபோன் லைன்ல இருக்கறேங்க, நீங்க கன்னியூ பண்ணுங்க, அவர்கிட்ட தான் இருக்கு.
Okay. So very simple exam for an electronic and communication students. It is a very simple exam. Whatever you've gone through your electronics and communication thing, it is a radio theory part of it. Only rules and regulation is slightly different. So that's also a very simple one. And today is all MCQ questions. It's not writing pages and pages. So it is only 50 questions on radio theory and 50 questions on rules and regulations. And for if you're applying for the general grade exam, you have to undergo the training of learning and receiving and transmitting of Morse code. If you're going for a restricted license, Morse code is not necessary. So you can write only the theory part of it. And if you are already having a bachelor degree on electronics or physics, so you're exempted on the radio theory part of it. So only the rules and regulations you have to write. So only 50 questions you are going to answer. So this is a simple clarification, ma'am.
Anybody else who can put certain information, whether it is Karthikeyan sir or Biju sir? Or Biju sir can come with certain examples or something of that sort, because he has traveled wide and he can talk about something on ham radio, how it is being taken into benefit one throughout the world. because we talk about the local clubs, and as a non-member of all these things, I can say our Narepakko, he has visited, and he can come out with the experience, or he can share his experience till we can have Ramesh Kumar sir on the live.
Yeah, Roger. Okay. Actually, as a ham radio operator, I mean, before being a ham radio operator, I was into different electronics and computer-related software, firmware design, so those kind of things. So gradually, what we can do, I mean, what is the major change, major difference from when you compare with the global ham radio community is that, I mean, we from the very basic, we have to increase the toughness of the syllabus. We should have a
Okay.
higher syllabus to go to reach the global level. That is the one thing that is a different I found. So that is the one thing we have to concentrate on the what we have to study as a global ham radio operator. So because with the basic license we can operate anywhere, because we will get a reciprocal license. If you go to another country and you will get a separate different license, or can apply for a reciprocal license in that country. And apart from that, from the very young age, the people are more familiar with the ham radio because of, I mean, because of the International Space Station, and every schools in the US and the UK, they conduct regular sessions to communicate with the International Space Station. Unfortunately, the geographical locations of India, we don't have that flexibility to communicate for a longer period, and we get only 5 or 6 minutes or 10 minutes more, not maximum. We get a 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes is the maximum time. In that time, we have to set up our the technical facility. It's a kind of a benchmarking for the Indian hams to how we can communicate with the International Space Station within 20 minutes. So that is one technical or the geographical disabilities we have. Otherwise, I mean, we are more capable than any person in the world. And second thing is, I mean, the biggest short or the issues which I found in between the technical people. So first of all, I mean, if you are a person who study the technology, for example, they have electronics, and they are not combining the electronics. If you aren't to success in a proper, the high-end digital level communication or anything, you have to combine the electronics, you have to combine the mathematical skills, you have to combine the software skills. Then only you can be a successful person in the digital world. Especially for example, I'm telling the solar data analysis, or for example, the radio astronomy level. But if we are capable to use all the things, but if you want to develop a full-fledged system, we should be very familiar with some converting and exiting mathematical algorithms to something else. That is one part. And second thing, what we have to do is, I mean, we have to get into different electronics theoretical side as well as the practical side. So we have to combine all together to be a successful person. I think Ramesh Kumar ji is back. Let him give a chance. I mean, I will hand over the mic to him. Ramesh Kumar ji, are you there?
Negative. You can continue, Viju.
Okay. So that is the one difference. I mean, to overcome that, what I found is that we have to introduce this kind of programs at the school levels. So, for example, I will tell you how the radio works in the school. A basic internet radio, or we can go apply for a normal community school radio station to the WPC, and they will give a license. And within, for example, the cost will be maybe 1 or 2 lakhs. You can set up a perfect school radio station for your education institution. So the people get a complete understanding of how the radio works. I mean, what can do with the radios. I mean, the presentation skill will increase. That's a part of the school radio thing. And part of, as a ham radio operator, what we can do is we can implement all the technologies what we have gained. For example, like the robotic sessions, the robotics things, the electronic communication for the weather forecasting. Those things we can implement by small programs to the school level. For example, I'm telling about the school level to the high school level people. So they will be very familiar with how the weather data is collected, how the weather data is analyzed, and how we convert the data to an human readable information. Those things we can study. But doing this one, they are studying electronics, they are studying mathematics, they are studying computer, they are studying physics, they are studying astronomy, they are studying and many things they can study. So this is an cumulative collection. I mean, when we say the ham radio, this is basically a cumulative collection of many things. So we have to implement in this school level. It will help the students as well as the school curriculum itself to develop their skills to certain or the advanced level when you compare it to some other universities or the foreign universities, foreign schools. I'm not telling that all the foreign universities have these facilities, but most of the people are, I mean, wherever they are, it's a ham. The activities are a bit different from what we are doing. So because they have that flexibility of doing that one. And also we have, when you compare the number of hams, we have maybe 30,000 people only all over India. And when you take the US, maybe 1 million people are there. So that is the difference. So we have to, we need more ham radio clubs, and we need more ham radio people to train the college students. So fortunately, we have the sessions like this, what we have now. I mean, we can do the online training, and we can be trained online, and we can write the exam, and we can be a part of the radio community. So once you are in the community, you can start development, and you can give excellent, wonderful example or solution to your nearby schools. So gradually over a period of 10 or 20 years, I mean, we'll also reach the level of the other European or European countries. And that time, we will get more we will get a lot of equipments. We will get, because at present we have a shortage of, there is no companies in India manufacturing wireless equipments. Even if we say that, I mean, the US military is using the high-end equipments for example, AN 3000 or 3000 DLE is one of the most sophisticated digital communication wireless equipment, and which is manufacturing in India, but they are not selling in India, because we have that much brains, that much technical people who can develop wonderful tactical radio solutions in India. But unfortunately, because of the shortage or the lesser number of people in India, as a ham, I mean, the ham radio community, when you take the whole community, the community in a total, I mean, we have less people. So first of all, we have to increase the numbers of ham radio operator. For that, we have to join the nearby club and learn and get license. So once you are licensed, you can implement your own ideas. So that is that is what my suggestions, and what I found here. And that's the comment from my side. Over to the moderator.
Okay, sir. My one simple question again to Biju, sir. Just now you said that the radio system that is being produced in India, but it is sold in India, right? So you people being in the ham radio thing, and you say it is an emerging trend and all these things. What can be made at the best to get the production for Indian people?
For that, we have a lot of programs by the current government. They have Make in India program, and we have to be the electronics or electronics engineer. They can be part of that mission, and they can start their own companies to produce this kind of communication equipment in India itself. Because now the China is dominating the manufacturing this kind of equipment. Okay. Whatever the equipments you select, I mean, it should be made in China, so that actually we can change, because we have better skill set and better people who can create a better design, or to the better the casings and everything we have. But unfortunately, we are not utilizing for India, and there should be different reasons for that one. But we must have to start something in India to produce this kind of thing inside India, and then only we can overcome this kind of equipment shortage. Or to moderator, did you hear?
So I mean to ask you again a question, sir. So we need to have much more awareness regarding this ham radio, so that it can go to each and everybody, and it's we have the more thing coming into India. Is it so, sir?
Exactly. I mean, once the radio, because of, for example, we are taking the government sector or the military sector. I mean, the military itself, they have their own manufacturing. For example, Bell is one of the best equipment manufacturer for the Indian military. I mean, Indian military is using the best equipments locally manufactured. But unfortunately, when it comes to the amateur level or the ham radio level, we have less options. We have less, so Indian base, we have less option. We have to import all the equipments. And for example, if you want to import, we have to import from different countries. If you want to import, you may have to import from China or import from Japan. So that is the only option we have at present.
Live streaming is on.
Okay.
Okay, the live stream is okay, back.